Then they move to the nature of conflict. What is it? Oh, it's good. Conflict is positive. It's a way to deal with a situation and moving forward. It is sort of complex, and we've got a picture of pyramids. This little graph is sort of silly, and it doesn't help us understand pretty much anything. But yeah, we have all sorts of different situations. Oh, by the way, see the camels? You know what a camel's favorite day is? It's not today, it's tomorrow. It's hump day. Okay, so what is a conflict? Elements of conflict. 5 basic elements. First, there's a relationship between people. It can be mutual, oppressive, abusive, whatever. Second, there's a topic. People are arguing over something. You're hanging out with your friend. There's only one packet of ketchup left, and I get it. I want it. Topic. And then third, there's a process, how the conflict has developed. It's history, what people did and said. There's been this constant conflict over condiments between these two people. 1, 2, 3. Where's the other ones? Oh, past and future. Okay. That's all they really give us. Okay. Thanks for that. How do we deal with these, somebody in a relationship, struggling over the last ketchup packet, and it's fancy ketchup, and this process of how it's developed, past and future. So, how do we deal with it? Here are the options, says Ron Clausen, professor in the Center for Peacemaking and Conflict Studies at Fresno Pacific University. And I'll be Pacific about this. Okay, so we got circles, so many options, another little diagram, sort of looks like a football. So, we got for conflict. Who gets the ketchup? Option 1, the individual has control of the decision while the other does not, such as the case police officer or suspect. I am the ketchup czar, so whatever I say, so I say that I get the ketchup and you don't. That's one option. Option 2 is the control of the decision lies with an outside person or group. This could be a court, parent, or whatever. So you have somebody else who's, the condiment monitor. And, well, no, this person gets the ketchup over here. Option 3, the control of the decision lies with those who are directly involved with the conflict, but there is an external person or group as a mediator or facilitator. So you have a condiment facilitator. It's like, okay, well, what are your points and arguments? Why do you think you deserve this packet of fancy ketchup? Well, blah, 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 blah. I've got less ketchup on my burger than this person. Okay, and so the person facilitates the resolution, whatever the resolution is. Final option, option 4, the power lies solely with those involved in the conflict. This can mean 2 individuals locked in a prison cell fighting over who gets the top bump, or a romantic couple arguing over home bills, or 2 folks fighting over the last packet of ketchup. So option 4, they like option 4, even though the previous chapter they're all about facilitators. Option 4 should be used since it allows those who are directly affected by the conflict to work through the issue. But this may not always be possible, even desirable. People may not have the correct skills to deal with the conflict. One or both parties may have a hidden agenda. Maybe somebody has stock in Heinz, I don't know. And thus seeks to manipulate the other. Police officer. So at the end, well, in my little story, they shared the ketchup. So that's good. So we've got conflict and how to deal with conflict. then our authors move to all these different sort of theories about how to deal with conflict. Conflict management, conflict resolution, and they really simplify this stuff. I do like their argument on the top of page 90 that a lot of this becomes, I mean, most academic research that's published in academic journals, who reads those? Academics. It doesn't always translate to our everyday practical world. So yeah, that's sort of true there. But so they don't like that but they still don't like that it's practical. The people are using it. So okay, but we need the healing powers. Have you seen Fletch 2? It's a delightful movie. Conflict management and resolution become gutted. So they're setting this up where they don't like these because they're offering their own theory. They become gutted of their healing powers. They are no longer about caring about and respecting those with whom you work. Instead, they are reduced to methods for tolerating and dealing with others, and most troubling, managing your work relations so you can do your job and make money for the company. Okay, so the way these things have been used and perhaps co-opted by business and all that type of stuff, they're saying, that's bad. So we learn about conflict management, all the basis of conflict management. I'll let you read that. You can coerce. So basically 5 possible approaches. Coerce, collaborate, cooperate, compromise, and avoid. There's more to that. And they have a delightful little diagram. Ideally, all parties to a conflict would have great interest in the topic. Yeah, because it depends on how much you work on stuff. Depends on how interested you are in the topic and how strong your relationship is. Sometimes people just don't care. But the purpose of collaboration is for both parties to actually work together to their best abilities. Yeah. Okay. Conflict resolution. Again, lots of different things. We got the win-win. You probably heard of this. Win-win, win-lose, lose-win, lose-lose. Okay. So we've got these theories, but our authors don't like them. And then we've got restorative justice, which is a different type of thing here. It's another approach to conflict, but it's still not good enough for these folks. In contrast to criminal justice, where you bring the criminal to justice, this approach seeks to restore justice to both the victim and the offender. You have voluntary mediation, blah, 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 blah. And so this is one of the ways for us to sort of rethink what we think about when we think about law and order and justice and all that stuff anyway. So it has all these different ideas, and it is sort of questioning, again, our nature of crime, nature of criminal, and everything like that. Yeah, crime is primarily an offense against human relations and secondary a violation of law. Sort of depends on the context. Restorative justice recognizes that crime is wrong, it should not occur, and also recognize that after it does, there are dangers and opportunities, blah, blah, blah. But again, what is crime? It sort of depends. Make things as right as possible. Okay, this is pretty good. What are the causes? What are the causes of the offense? Addictions, lack of social, all this type of stuff. One of the things I think that's important here, and this is adding to stuff, we constantly have to think about definitions, framing, and everything like that. So a lot of folks still may think that you decide almost to do something that is against the law to hurt somebody else or whatever, as if it's some sort of autonomous choice that was thought through, and that's
oftentimes not the case. And also we have this larger idea of the fundamental attribution error that they don't talk about here, but oftentimes we tend to think that somebody's actions are attributed to some sort of internal state instead of context. But we have to understand the context of why